Okay. So today we're going to talk about um, tools and habits for weight loss, and this is something I want everybody to put in the chat what your goals are for your health. I know a lot of us are struggling with, and this is very dear to me because I've struggled with food and how to eat for many, many years. And this was the development of a prayer for me because everything that I struggle with, I just go to the Lord and I say, God, please help me. I'm struggling. So I think this was an answered prayer. Actually, I know this was an answered prayer for me. And I'm going to share what I've learned during the all the years that I've been learning about health and wellness. And I composed a little presentation. I didn't make it too long. I'm going to give you the highlights, and I'm going to ask you to please write down your top goal. If you want to do three, that's okay. Put it on a piece of paper and say, these are my goals for my weight, because your weight affects many things. And so I want you to write that down. And if you want to share it on the chat, please go ahead. We want to know, because if we know, then we can help each other. So in saying that, I want to first talk about why your weight matters, okay? Excess weight, especially obesity, diminishes almost every aspect of health, from reproductive and respiratory function to memory and mood. Obesity increases the risk of several debilitating and deadly diseases, including diabetes, heart disease, and some cancers. So if we look here at the picture that I added to my comment, these are some of the things that can happen when we are putting on too much weight. And this is very serious because our health is highly affected by our weight and our neurological, how we think, our function, our mood, our the results that we get out of what we put into life. Everything is affected by our health, and excess weight can really, really damage our daily activity, our relationships. I've seen people who are with their family and the family's walking around and they're on a little motor vehicle just having to be moved around by a machine. So that's why we want to talk about this today. And I want to just start with the way I start my day. So I want to share with you something that can really help everybody just open up. And I want everybody to just be open today to new things that maybe you didn't know before, but can create new habits. Oops, excuse me, create new habits. So I want to share with you, I put a picture of this gal here exercising first thing in the morning. And I was taught recently, which I was already doing, but I wasn't perfecting it. So, for example, when you wake up in the morning, having time for yourself and not rushing, not moving on to your, I got to get this done and I got to go to work and this person's waiting for me. Take care of you first. As women, we're so accustomed to taking care of everybody that we forget that when we take care of ourselves, then we can take care of everybody. And so what I do, I put exercising here, but I actually get into my studies first. I get into the Word of God. I pray. I ask the Lord for direction for the day, and then I exercise. And my favorite type of exercise has become outdoor, where there's fresh air, because your body needs oxygen and your body needs sunlight. And I'm going to show you a little bit more what sunlight does for you. And I did mention this is a lot of new stuff, but I want to share it with you because it's in my heart. And I want my prayer is that everybody here gets a little nugget that they're going to do and it's going to help them. Okay. So having your first workout first thing in the morning before you have your first meal will help your body to seek after the I put glycogen twice, excuse me, which are sugar storages in the muscles. As soon as the glycogen, which is sugar stored in the muscles, is utilized as fuel, the body uses fat as fuel. And then you can reward yourself with a healthy breakfast. And I'm going to talk about a healthy breakfast. But what you want to do is you want to create this habit daily so that your body knows what to expect. One of the things that you don't want to do is eat at different times every single day. You don't want to skip out on important meals. This is really key. And I've been doing this for a while, but I actually started really honing in about a month ago, and I've seen incredible results. So everybody's different, but if people have problems with sugar in the blood, what happens is that the body, once you start working out, it pulls the sugar from the muscle and it balances the levels of sugar in the blood. So that's really, really cool. And that's something that a lot of us aren't taught. And when I learned about this, the lady said that she was working with a young man who had sugar in the blood, and he would be used to eating a lollipop or something. And when he started exercising and the body had access to the glycogen, it really helped, excuse me, to balance the sugar without him having to have the lollipops, which would give him a high, but then it also gives you a super low. And so your body is having to compensate, and your body gets very tired and it gets drained from the necessary energy for other body functions. So I wanted to share that with you before we get started, but I also wanted to talk about healthy weight and important food groups. So we want to focus on the PFF method, which is the 3 essential foods that we are supposed to be eating most of. Okay. So the basis of the protein, fat, and fiber method is to create carbohydrate containing foods, to eat carbohydrate containing foods alongside these nutrients to prevent blood sugar spikes and crashes, which is what we just talked about. So metabolically speaking, when you're having really high sugar spikes and low sugar spikes, what's going to happen is you're going to throw your whole system off, and you're going to have to be compensating all the time with sugary things or medications. So we want to bring that to a balance. Protein, fat, and fiber take longer to digest in comparison to carbohydrates alone. And I just want to share that all your plant stuff is a carbohydrate. So when I say carbohydrates, I don't want you to think pizza and breads and pasta. I don't want you to think of any of that. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. I want you to think carbohydrates as your vegetables, your legumes, healthy grains, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. So when having a meal or a snack, and I'm going to talk about snacks, what I consider to be a useful snack that utilizes the PFF method, it will slow down the rate of digestion in the stomach and absorption in the intestines. This will help slow down the rate of glucose entering the bloodstream to keep your blood sugar steady. So that's the goal and that's what Dōterra recently did, is they focused on our metabolic system, because if your sugars are going up and down, even if you don't have sugar problems in your body, then you're throwing off your metabolic system. And when your metabolic system is off track, then what's happening is that you're going to be a hot mess, and your pancreas are going to get worn out. Your cells are going to be highly impacted, and you're not going to feel well. So carbohydrates are easily digestible nutrients that can raise blood sugars rapidly. But before you go and purge your pantry, we're going to take a closer look at how other nutrients can work to slow down the rise in blood sugar and digestion. So protein is really wonderful because it really satiates and fills and takes longer to digest. Okay. Fat, it coats the food so that it remains in the stomach longer. And I'm going to talk about healthy fats. I'm not talking about unhealthy fats like fries and lard and things like that. We're talking about healthy fats like avocado and olive oil and coconut oil. And fiber, what it does is it allows the body to feel full and to start sweeping the colon once everything's been processed. So all these foods together will equip you to make sure that your blood sugar is consistent, digestion is even, and you're not feeling hungry within a couple of hours. So the body wants at least 4 to 5 hours between meals to be able to digest and rest. So just think of your stomach kind of like you, like, would you like to just go, 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 go all the time and never have time to rest? Okay, you don't want to do that to your body. Your body, your stomach needs to rest. So after analyzing 18 years of data, researchers found in the typical American diet, it comprises only of 9% high quality carbohydrates and 42% from low quality carbohydrates, such as refined carbs and added sugars. So this picture that you see here, I wouldn't have any of that stuff at all, because when you think about the benefits of skipping out on all this stuff, and you compare how good you're going to feel for a lifetime in comparison to how you're going to feel for a little, how long does it take to eat a meal? Put it in the chat. How long does it take us to eat a meal? Okay. I'm going to estimate, for me, it probably takes about 15, 20 minutes. If I'm talking to people, maybe we can go half an hour. So imagine a lifetime of health as compared to 15, 20, 30 minutes of feeling, this tastes really, really good. I'm going to go with the lifetime. And remember, we're training for life. We are training for the future. We're training for retirement. We're training for health. We're training some of us to become grandparents. We're training for the latter years that are going to be us traveling and playing and hiking. So that is just not worth it. It's not worth it to put this type of food in your body. And I would go as far as to say ever. It's just not worth it. The message from nature about food is different than the message we're getting from the foods we eat today. So combining healthy legumes, seeds, and nuts will provide you with all of the essential amino acids your body needs. Using healthy fats such as nuts, avocados, olive oil, coconut oil is the best way to get your fats and coat food so that it can satiate you and stay in the stomach longer. So if you notice this dish, I put a dish here that I would eat because about a month ago, and I'm not telling you to become plant-based. That's not my goal, but I want you to become mostly plant-based, because plants are the ideal food to get you those fats, those proteins, and that fiber that your body desperately needs. Now, fiber is critical for sugar balance, okay? And it's all about balance. And so I put this plate here. If you can see, this has quinoa. It has some nuts that were kind of just sprinkled on top, avocados. It has tomatoes. It has radicchio. I think that's how you pronounce it. It has onions. It has some spinach at the bottom. And this kind of eating is very filling. So I started eating like this, and I haven't looked back. I haven't really, it's funny because I'm hardly ever hungry because I eat plenty of fat. I eat plenty of, and I have like 5 or 6 nuts with every meal. My favorite nuts are, and write this down because this, I know it's going to help somebody. Brazil nuts are amazing for the thyroid. And as a cancer thyroid survivor, I'm always going to look for the things that are going to bless me, satiate me, and prolong my energy throughout the day. So when you think of food, think of everything that you're putting into your body as an employee and say, okay, what is this employee going to do for me? Okay, think like that always, and you're going to get great results. So carbs are not so bad, but the type of carbs that we want, and I'm gonna share a little bit. So make sure you write this down. Carbs are overdone. Okay, you want to test all things, and if this is how you've been eating and it's not working, it's time to change. Counting calories is not a good way to lose weight because calories are a unit of energy. So who doesn't want energy, right? but you want the right kind of energy. So if you look at glucose, it has 4 units of calorie and fat has 9. So immediately you see right there that fat is a far greater energy source than sugar. So we want to use the fat. And so you want to eliminate a bunch of those carbs and you want to go for the healthy fats. You want to go for the healthy proteins and you want to get rid of the unhealthy things. So this picture that I use here has wheat. And so we want to stay away from all the wheat because I was finally convinced and informed. There's a great book that everybody can purchase today. I highly recommend it if you want more information on this. It's called Wheat Belly. Wheat Belly, and I can't remember what the author is, but I'm going to get that for you and email it. But in that book, I gave that to one of my. I'm a health and wellness coach, and I'm working with a couple of people helping them to get back into health. And one of them said to me, "Oh my gosh, this book is transforming my life. No wonder I had eczema. I had all kinds of skin problems." She had a lot of belly fat and she eliminated the wheat. And the reason why we want to eliminate the wheat is because it's been hybridized. The grain has been changed and modified, and they did that in the 1950s. So when you eat any wheat, you're not actually eating the natural wheat. You're eating something that's been recreated and our bodies do not recognize it. And so you have extreme sugar spikes in the blood. And if you can believe this, whole wheat spikes the sugar the sugar in the blood even higher than white wheat. So it's pretty bad. And so I'm going to encourage you to seek out other options. What I did is if I want to have a piece of bread, I eat ancient grains called einkorn. And that's spelled Einkorn. Einkorn is an ancient grain. Spelt is another one that's all right. Kamut. And then this pasta that I put here, I bought a pasta from the store made with lentils. And lentils is a legume that really, really stretches out. I think it's a legume. I'm not sure if it's a grain or legumes, but I think it's a legume. But it stretches out and it doesn't break down quickly in the blood. It has a slow breakdown so that you can get a very balanced release of sugar, which of course our body needs sugar to function, natural sugar. So that is a great way to do it. So reduce grains, increase legumes, seeds, and nuts, combined with lots and lots and lots of veggies. So what I normally do is I have a huge salad before any meal and I sprinkle some olive oil, some lemon. Fresh lemon is amazing. And then some Himalayan pink salt. And then this is your fiber, which sweeps the colon and it makes you feel very, very full. If you have any questions, just go ahead and put that in the chat. I know that this is something that is new to a lot of us. I'm testing it and it's working amazing, not just for my body, but also for my mind and for my waist, which is really cool. So this is an ideal food plan, breakfast like a king. A lot of my ladies that I've been coaching have been skipping out on breakfast. You don't skip out on breakfast because you are getting your day started and you're going to be having a full day. So some of the things that I hear from the ladies that are skipping out on breakfast is by 2 p.m., by noon, 2 p.m., they're so tired, they're ready to pass out. Extreme low energy, imbalanced hormones. Some people even go into premenopause. And so you want to feed your body. It's like you're traveling, but you fill up the gas till the end and the car is running on fumes throughout the day. You don't want to do that. You want to eat like a king. You want to have lunch like a prince, or I would put queen there because we want to include the ladies, like a queen, and eat dinner like a pauper. And so sometimes paupers don't have food. All they have is a little broth. So this is a great way to rethink your food plan during the day because this is going to take you to the next level in your health. And spacing. And earlier that comment talked about snacks. If you're accustomed to eating snacks, I would minimize the snack consumption to work on it little by little till you get down to zero snacking, just to allow the stomach to rest in between the meals so that it can be optimally able to perform, because that's what we want. We want optimal performance at every level from every function in the body. And we don't want to jeopardize that, because then we end up at the doctors, and then the doctor's going to put us on meds. And that's the last thing we want. So, managing the absorption of glucose. For those people that are struggling to manage their blood glucose, the tips that I gave you are going to be amazing. And if you're having for example, if you're having carbs, like I said, the einkorn or the spelt or the beans, or things that can spike the sugar a little bit, it won't spike it too much, but you can have a MetaPower metabolic assist if your body is needing assistance. I have it with my biggest meal of the day, and this will help to release the glucose even more slowly, steady, which can lead to more balance in your blood. It reduces the absorption of simple carbohydrates and sugar, and it supports a healthy metabolic profile, which is what we're looking for. It contributes to healthy fat metabolism, which is the ultimate goal. And it provides 3 times the active component in deoxy whatever, which is found in mulberry leaf, which is what balances the sugar. So this is a great tool. And if you can see, the MetaPower has 30 capsules. You can take one with the largest meal of the day. If you have 2 large meals, you can take one with each meal. Okay. And you want to eat within 15 minutes after you take this, because it does work. So this is another way to prepare for the day, and having lots of water in the morning. Okay, in the morning before your first meal, you want to stop drinking water about 20 to 30 minutes before your meal, because you do not want to wash out all of the stomach acids that are needed. So this might be something really good to write down. The only part of your body that needs to be acidic is the stomach. That's why lemon is great, because when it comes into your body, it's acidic, but then it brings balance because it has a bunch of minerals that are very balancing to the body. So having acid in your stomach is very, very important. I know we've been taught that you shouldn't have acid in your stomach. That's why you have acid reflux, and that's why you have all these other problems, but that is not the case. Our stomachs need to have the acid to be able to break down all of the food that we're eating, because if you don't have acid in your stomach, your food's going to ferment in your stomach and you're going to get acid reflux, which is awful. So instead of using acid reflux medication, what you want to do is you want to use Terrazyme, which I didn't include in this picture, but Terrazyme helps to break down the foods in the stomach to a cellular level, so then it can be absorbed by the cells and used as energy. So you want to make sure that you have lots of water in the morning. And I didn't add this, but write this down. You want to get Celtic salt, and Celtic salt is the best salt to use when you're drinking water, because it has 82 minerals, and it also has 3 types of magnesiums that are water hungry. So if you're the type of lady that says, Val, I can't be drinking all that water, because what happens is I end up going to the bathroom all day long. Well, if you take that salt, like a little seed, like a little sesame seed size, and put that under your tongue before you have water, those magnesium water hungry molecules are going to be able to help the cells absorb the water. So the MetaPower, you can add it to your water because it supports healthy metabolic function when ingested. It reduces adipose fat cells when ingested. It helps to curb hunger cravings. So this is going to be really good as you develop a new plan, and promotes mindful eating, and it helps to improve exercise performance. It really pumps up your energy, and it creates an uplifting and stimulating environment. So these tools are the tools that I use every day, which I love, because I have a huge goal to be healthy, because I just love health. Okay, so we talked about fat. I want to show you, and if you want to take a picture of this, go ahead. These are the kinds of fats that are good, coconut, avocado, grass fed. Don't eat anything commercial that is going to just dirty and leave acid and residue inside your body for your liver to have to process. Grab the ghee, the wild salmon, the seeds, the nuts, the pasture raised organic eggs, olive oils, simply amazing to sprinkle that in your salads. The bad refined fats and oils that you want to stay away from are canola, grapeseed, corn. I had a lady at my last health class. She was so cute. She was so excited. She goes, I I don't have any bad fats. I have grapeseed oil. That's not a good fat. That's a terrible fat. Okay, so get rid of that. That stuff is so bad for you. It stays in your body for about 4 years. So we might as well start cleaning it out today. Soybean oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil, and the reason why these are so bad is because the minute they're extracted and they hit the air, it oxidizes, and when it oxidizes it literally goes bad. And so when you ingest it, it goes into your body and it creates free radicals, which is your cells are missing the balance that they need to thrive, and they start becoming corrupted. So we don't want anything in our bodies that is going to corrupt anything at all. So the ugly trans fats, skip out on the chips. I do have to comment, there are some chips that are at Sprouts that I found created with not guacamole oil, avocado oil. Skip out on all the packaged popcorns and all the fast foods, the donuts that are fried, awful, awful stuff. If you're going to eat anything that's sweet, I suggest you make it at home with some good fats. And you can use spelt flour, you can use stevia for sweetening up your stuff. I skipped out on all that and I feel amazing, and I never look back, and I don't want any of it because it just corrupts what I'm trying to do and achieve. So moving on to our next slide, key nutrients that may not be in your diet. I'm gonna highly 100% recommend, if you are still struggling with your diet and you don't know all the good things that you should be eating, and you're not eating tons of fruits, vegetables, good fat, I mean, all the good stuff that you need, and you're not feeling well, or you need some support, I'm going to highly recommend the Lifelong Vitality Pack. This is one way to fill the gap on everything that you're already doing, but you're still lacking stuff. I had a few conversations with people this past week that told me, oh my gosh, like that stuff, I just don't know what I would do without the Lifelong Vitality. We had a lady, her name's Angie, adorable. Her husband was on his deathbed, and we gave him the Lifelong Vitality, the enzymes and the probiotics. And she swears, she goes, I have 4 backup bottles of each because it literally restored my husband's health, and I will not be without it. So here you see a picture of everything that the Lifelong Vitality can do for you. I'm a huge advocate for nutrition through vitamins, because our foods no longer contain the nutrients that we need to thrive. The farmers are not letting the land rest. They're filling it with fake things that are not really nutritious for us. And so we want to get it. And what I love about Dōterra is that everything that they do is certified pure, therapeutic grade. So this is our #1 product. And the reason for that is because it's had the most massive effect on people's health. And remember that essential oils are not vitamins. They are other types of workers that can help your body with other things, but the vitamins need to come from your supplements. So this is going to be the best way for you to get a well-balanced diet. Okay, so moving on, we're going to talk about sleep, because sleep is incredible for weight loss. So overall, individuals who increase their sleep duration were able to reduce their caloric intake by an average of 270 calories per day, which would translate to roughly 12 kilograms or 26 pounds of weight loss over 3 years if the effects were maintained over a long term. So that right there, that last sentence is key: maintain over a long term. So we have a lady in our group who used to have just terrible sleep habits, and she changed all of that, and her life just had a makeover. So when you're not sleeping, the leptin hormone goes down, and the ghrelin, that looks like a gremlin to me, goes up, which means your hunger goes up, and the hormone that suppresses hunger, which is ghrelin, just goes crazy, because all of a sudden, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. You keep eating, and the leptin, which is the one that suppresses your appetite, goes down, and the one that increases your appetite goes up. So yeah, Ned, I saw you. Increased hunger, increased opportunity to eat, altered thermoregulation, increased fatigue, increased caloric intake, reduced energy expenditure, and the equivalent of that is obesity. So I'm going to give you an example of a very healthy sleep routine. Going to bed by 9 p.m. is optimal, and not just is sleep great for your weight, but it will reverse biological aging. It'll speed up your metabolism. It'll renew and cleanse the brain, and it allows the brain to file memories, to get you ready for the next day, to clean out whatever needs to be cleaned. So many processes, the organs start healing. And when the organs are healed, then weight loss becomes quicker, right? So we want to go to bed at 9, wake up around 5 p.m. 5 a.m. If you're having a hard time going to bed at 9, 10 p.m. is okay during the summer, but winter, since there's a time change, you want to go back. So you want to start working on this and decrease the time that you are going to bed. So if you're going to bed at 11 or 12, then go to bed at 11:30 one night. The next night, go to bed at 11. So start gradually changing your sleep routine, because you're gaining weight if you're staying up late and you're not giving the body time to heal. And if you're the kind of person that says, well, I get 8 hours of sleep because I go to bed at midnight and then I wake up at 8 a.m. The time of healing starts at 9 p.m. during the winter and 10 p.m. during the summer. So you can't change that, because that's just how we're designed. So here are some tips and tools for better sleep. This is my favorite tool in the whole world. It's the Serenity Restful Complex. You take one. I have a lady that takes 2 before she goes to bed, and this has helped her to sleep through the night. And then setting up an ambiance of rest in your room, taking out the phones, any computers, putting your phones in a separate room, because you don't want anything coming into your space where you're resting to violate the sleep cycle that you're trying to get. So getting rid of anything that can cause you to lose sleep, and making sure that you begin your restful steps early in the day. So around 6:30, 7 p.m., already start toning things down, diffusing Serenity, putting on your body Serenity Balance essential oil. Frankincense is also very calming. Lavender is also very calming. So using these tools to serve you. So now let's talk about sunshine. I love this subject, ladies, and I could talk about it all day, but I'm gonna move through very quickly, because I want you to get all of it. Health benefits associated with regular and optimum exposure to sunlight. So key factors here, I talked about exercising outdoors in the morning. That's going to be key for you to get the first rays of light in waking up early as you go to bed early, right? So I want to show you some of the things that happens. Look at the bottom, number 8, improve sleep. So I want to talk a little bit about that, because that's what we're focusing on, number 8. So when you wake up in the morning and the first rays of sunlight are hitting your optical nerves, your optic nerves, what's happening is there's a clock inside of your brain that is literally going to reset. Listen to that, reset. So if you're having problems sleeping, if you're dozing during the day, if you are waking at night, if you're stressed, if you sometimes feel very scattered, if you are having any health complications, go out in the sun in the morning. And the optimal amount of sunlight to get is going to be between 15 to about, if you're light skinned, to 30 hours. If you're dark skinned like me, I can go the full 30 minutes in the morning. After that, you need to use Dōterra's sun block, which is all natural. And I didn't put it here, but don't use anything that is not natural on your skin, because that's going to go into your body. It's going to affect the liver, and it's going to cause harm to the cells. So like I said before, when you're getting those 15 to 20 minutes of sunlight, do not put any goop on your skin. Don't put anything that's going to block. I met this young lady. She's African American that came to visit, and she hadn't even been out in the sun all day, and the minute she knew she was going to go out, she put on all this sunblock. And I thought, oh my gosh, like how we've been just programmed to be afraid of the sun. Look at all the benefits of the sun. The sun is actually the doctor in the sky. That's what I call the sun. And I love going out there. And if you see my skin looks pretty good. I have like a little glow going for the summer. And if I'm going to be out there for longer, I'm definitely going to put on my Dōterra sun care, I call it, because it's not ever going to block the sun. Something's always going to penetrate, but you still have protection that is healthy and not going to harm you. So I hope, take a picture of this or find a great picture in the internet that you're going to read all kinds of things, but you wonder, why did God make the sun and why does it feel so good to be outside? Look, can cure depression. If people can just go outside, reset their circadian system, improve sleep and sleep better, you can cure depression like that. Another thing, 11, bone health. So if anyone wants to live long and not have dementia and have strong bones and a healthy sex life, you want to be out in the sun, because the sun converts the natural cholesterol in your body to vitamin D, which is great bone health. So we definitely want to start relearning what we've been taught, because some of the things that we've been taught are really not working for our bodies, because we're not getting any better. So this is critical for you as you prepare for the aging year, for the latter years. I wanted to talk a little bit about things to abstain from. This is what ancient wheat used to look like back during the time of Moses. This is the modern hybridized. I wish I knew how to say that word, but I say hybridized in wheat and bread to be bigger, to have higher yield. So farmers get 6 times the amount of wheat that they will get if they had the natural wheat. And it's all about money, ladies. If you have not realized that it's all about money in the industry and you need to be your own best caregiver, then you need to wake up and smell the truth. It's really happening. So you want to make sure that you use only the wheats that I spoke about, the ancient wheats, and get rid of anything that is the new wheat. Okay. So any cakes, flours, pastries, cookies, pastas, cakes, pies, all that stuff has got to go. Bottom line, the inflammation that happens in the body is not worth it. It's not worth it. And when I started cleaning out my house, I threw stuff out that I wasn't going to use anymore. And I wouldn't even give it to my worst enemy, just simply because, you know what? I don't even have any enemies, but I also don't want to hurt anybody. Another big enemy is going to be the sugar. The crystallized acid particle that comes out of the sugar cane is so acidic to your body that it's going to cause a severe imbalance in the pH of your body. Therefore, what it's going to do is going to make you go acidic, and your body needs to be balanced. So it's going to pull calcium from the bones to be able to balance out that problem that you're having from the sugar. So the sugar is a drug, is what it is. And you definitely want to get rid of that drug in your, and what I use sometimes if I'm going to do something is I use stevia. I would use something like maple syrup, which is, a little bit more natural and low glycemic. I would even go as far as to use agave, but stevia seems to be something that works for me. Also, the coffee is extremely acidic and a neurodisruptor in your body. So when you get that, I'm telling you this with the hopes that it'll plant a seed, but I also want to give you the solution to the coffee. The solution to the coffee is get your workout early in the morning. And if you can do some research today, research high intensity interval training, HIIT. What that's going to do is going to turn on a major capillary system in your body that turns everything on, gives you maximum energy and performance, and you won't need a cup of coffee, because cup of coffee, what you're doing with caffeine, anything that has caffeine, actually, I don't even know why I put coffee there. It's caffeine. What it's doing, it's telling your body, oh my gosh, there's an emergency and we need to call warriors in here because somebody's about to kill us. But if you realize, when you look at people having coffee, they're sitting down, they're reading a book and you're pouring all of this adrenaline into the body that sends the adrenal glands into a chaotic like response. The neurological system starts going crazy and you lose your balance. And FYI, caffeine has a 5 to 7 hour half life, which means it's going to take 5 to 7 hours for half of that caffeine to be able to get rid for the body to get rid of it, and then another 5 to 7 hours for for any caffeine to be out of the body. When you think about people having coffee throughout the day, then you wonder why they can't sleep, why they're so tense, why they're so overwhelmed all the time, why they can't focus, because the body is, just imagine feeling all the time like a bear's chasing you to kill you. Okay, that's how your body feels on caffeine all the time. So I gave up caffeine a while ago because it just hurt my stomach, and I thought, well, if it's hurting my stomach, why have it? And with the workouts that I get every morning, I haven't had a need. Even when people, my daughter made some brownies the other day, I go, baby, don't put any cacao, nothing, because then I won't eat it. And she goes, come on, mom, the recipe calls for that, and I really want it. I go, that's fine, sweetheart, go ahead and have it. I can't eat it because I don't want to mess with the balance that I've been able to achieve with the work that I put into my body. So you go ahead and have it. I'm going to skip out on it. And I just choose to do things differently. And remember, one of the things that I love about what I'm teaching you today is I'm a Christian. I love God, and God calls us to be different, to come out from the things that the world is offering us, just simply because, I think that caffeine was very useful in ancient times when people were fighting animals or going out hunting, and they needed to like have extreme energy. I have no idea, but what I know about caffeine today and the research and the books that I'm reading by doctors, by the way, there's a great book called, and I want you to write this down because I want you to also start your inventory of knowledge. It's called Why We Sleep. Why We Sleep. And the doctor, I'm gonna send you those names of those doctors, but everything that I'm teaching you is taught by doctors. Another thing that you want to skip out on is the nuts that are the peanuts, which are actually legumes. Most of the peanuts in the market that have been tested have mold. We don't want any mold in our bodies. It's very, very dangerous to have mold in your body. So you want to get rid of all the peanuts and switch that out for almonds, Brazil nuts, cashews, and nuts that are really delicious. And all of those come in nut butters too. So lose weight and being calm is very, very important. The word of the Lord says, do not be anxious about anything, but in prayer and petition with thanksgiving to present your request to God, and he will grant you peace through Christ Jesus. That's one of my favorite scriptures that I used to read as I was going through my cancer experience in 2010. It really held me up, but I want to give you some really, really cool tips to stay calm when you're having, because a lot of us are going through transitions and seasons. This was one of my favorite products when I was struggling a lot with anxiety, fear, doubt. Adaptive. The adaptive line is going to be something that is like an emergency solution when you're feeling anxious or you're going through a transition, something happens, somebody's coming that you can't, not like family, that really gets you tense. So what I do is I take an adaptive capsule, I put the oil in the diffuser, and I carry the roller ball in my purse. And if I'm ever feeling anxious, I just roll the roller ball and I take a capsule, and it is truly life-saving when it comes to keeping you calm. I was working with one lady a while back, and she said, please help me. I've been diagnosed with anxiety and depression and all these things, and I don't want the drugs. The drugs are making me feel worse, and that's all they give me, and I don't know what to do. So I gave her the adaptive line, and she called me and she said, Val, she goes, thank you so much. I'm so glad I kept your phone number. I'm so glad I connected with you. I'm a believer. I know now what these things can do, and I'm going to tell all my friends about it. So these are tools, ladies. These are servants. There's another scripture that I want to give you in Proverbs 104:14. It says that the herbs are for the service of men. So we know that God left these things for us for our service. So we can believe in them because they're perfectly designed for our bodies when we need to employ them and use them. So putting this in your order is a great way to have something ready just in case, right? My favorite product is going to be right now the MetaPower Assist. I'm sorry, the MetaPower Advantage. This is absolutely by far the number one product that I love. It reverses biological aging. It helps us sustain vigorous metabolic, because everything that we've been talking about is our metabolic health. Our weight has a lot. I mean, it's connected directly to the metabolic um, part of our bodies, and metabolic activity is helped by promoting youthful function of cells and organ systems. So really quick, I just want to give you a quick testimony on this product. And if you get a chance to go on Facebook, there's a MetaPower testimonial group where you can check out all of the testimonials of people using these products. This is my favorite because it has really done incredible things for me. It's really improved my skin tone. It's given me tons of energy. It actually helped me to get off some of the thyroid medications that I was using. So I completely got off all thyroid medication. I used to have severe imbalances when it came to my heart because of my thyroid. And so your thyroid is your metabolic system because it's part of your hormonal system. So it would increase and decrease my heart rate to the point where it would be very uncomfortable, and it was scary, and the doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. And I just thought, okay, Lord, I'll just live with this thing, but just help me figure out how to live with it. So I kept praying about it, and as I started using the MetaPower, those irregularities went away for me. And then I got off all the thyroid medication because I still have half the thyroid. And I just love the fact that it's reversing biological aging, because as a young girl, I abused my body a lot and I would stay up late. I used to drink. I thought I was cool with my girlfriends. When they were smoking, I would pick up a cigarette. So I just really wasn't aware of the damage that I was causing to my body. But I have people asking me now, oh my gosh, like, how old are you? And when I tell them I'm 50, they're like, oh, wow, I thought you were like 40. And I thought, wow, thank you so much. It's lifestyle. So whenever you hear someone say, oh, it's in my family, just reject all that. Or you're always supposed to be sick, just reject that. You were designed to heal. And these are tools that you can use to improve what you're already doing. You can employ all of this to make sure that you are feeling better and that the process is faster. Okay. This is recovery in speed dial. So this product contains 9 types of collagen tripeptides, which clinically research has shown to boost skin appearance by promoting skin density, increasing firmness, decreasing wrinkles, and improving hydration of the cells. It includes vitamin C, which promotes collagen biosynthesis, contains ingredients that promote a healthy circulatory, there's my heart, nervous system, there's my calm, and mitochondria. Supports the healthy bone function. So bones, okay, powerful. Includes NADH, an additional ingredient that helps maintain healthy mental and physical function and performance. And also NMN, not M&M, NMN, and resveratrol, which preclinical research has shown to increase amounts of NAD plus and NADH in the body, which in other words, it's the youth molecule in the cells. And that's why people are looking younger. Problems that they were having are reversing. And I'm not telling you that this product is going to do it all by itself. It's going to be working alongside with the other information that I gave you today. So you take 1 package per day with water, and I use mine in the morning. So really quick, we're going to close out with a simple daily protocol: morning prayer, exercise, drinking water with MetaPower oil, adding that little bit of salt that I mentioned. It's called Celtic salt. Have a healthy breakfast and take the Lifelong Vitality vitamins with your Terrazyme. Use your oils, and you can add a little bit more MetaPower. Move throughout the day to continue to drink water with oil. Have a healthy lunch, and remember, eat like a king in the morning, queen for lunch, and a pauper at night. So here you'll see a sample of the lunch. And when I say dinner, I say pauper dinner. And sometimes it could just be a vegetable soup. It could be a broth, or you can even go ahead and skip out on dinner. If you choose to start training your body, because everything is a training. And at bedtime, what you want to have is a PB Assist, which is a probiotic. and use your Serenity soft gels. So here is one thing that I want to just share with you. Speak to your doctor about wanting to be healthier. Okay, nothing is set in stone. Actually, I want to let you know that you are your best doctor. And here are the 6 doctors that you can count on to help you. This is going to be your best doctors. If you're going to your regular doctor before you're doing this, you got the wrong order. You have to do this first, and then you go to your doctor after you get all this done. Measure and learn, listen to your body. If you listen to your body when it whispers, you won't have to listen when it screams. So additional help is some of our mood oils that I absolutely love. Like yesterday I put on Console, which is our comforting blend, because my husband put on some news that were very sad for me, and it just really crushed me, and I wanted to cry. I told him, I said that really irked my stomach. I don't like that stuff. It's just too, I know it's happening, but it's so dark. I don't want to hear it. And I had to put on some Console, and it really helped. And here are some tips and things that you can do to just keep yourself moving, happy, and creating healthy habits. So we're going to have a raffle, but I'm going to go ahead and stop the share and see if anybody has any questions. I know we went, deep into things, and I hope it really blessed everybody. And I hope you were able to get some stuff that helped you today. But any questions before we do the raffle? It says, if you love peanut butter, you use almond butter instead. Thank you, Carol. Yes. Okay. Let's see. I have the adaptive line. It works like a charm. Yes, Carol. Love it. Okay, let's see. I love coffee though, and I only use organic brands. Bulletproof is one of the best brand. If you love coffee, only 1/2 cup in the morning. Caffeine, yes, too much is not good. Okay, I just skipped out on it. I just feel like, you know what? I don't need it. Grain Brain is a great book, she said. Wheat Bellies by Dr. William Davis, MD, someone said. I believe so, yes. Okay, does anybody have any questions? I think what's in there is comments. Oh, Erica said, I want to lose 10 pounds to have more energy. Erica, did this help at all?
Yes, it really did.
Okay, fantastic.
I took a lot of notes, and yeah, I have a new list of products I need to buy for August.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm very confident in everything that I shared with you, that they will be wonderful tools to help you and assist you in your journey to incredible healing. So we're gonna, any other questions that I can answer for anyone?
Val, can we get those handouts that you showed somewhere, or?